here's that other one with the labor discipline model, and here we're imagining workers that are not threatened by outsourcing for whatever reason. Then this option to outsource becomes possible. This is globalization, cheap logistics, cheaper. It's easier in the modern world to manage logistics across many nations. Transport costs are very low, so more and more output can be outsourced if it's cheap to do so, cheaper to do that than making it at home. So let's think about how this looks. Well, here again we have the labor discipline model, and the way that model works is we have effort level on the Y, wage on the X. Now we're talking, instead of insurance claims adjusters, we're talking about production workers. Let's suppose, I'm going to exaggerate this, let's suppose that there's this reservation wage, there's this best response function for these home workers, and I'm jumping the order a little bit, but we would assume that the profit maximizing wage rate and resulting effort are given by W naught and E naught. Well, let's now think about what this foreign worker would be like. This is, some low wage country, Bangladesh, I don't know, whatever. We'll call it R sub F. And here, the profit maximizing wage we see is much lower. Call it, pardon my not straight lines, we'll call it W1 and E1. And so there we have that. That's the two cases, and we noticed that it would be just cheaper to outsource. That the effort per dollar spent is lower there. The effort per dollar spent is higher there. The dollar per effort unit is what I meant to say is lower. So their costs are lower abroad. Now we imagine the next case is, what about once these home country workers are aware that this outsourcing possibility exists? How would that change their best response function? And now the workers in the sector in the U.S. Or in whatever rich country we're thinking about, the workers that realize, wow, my job could go abroad tomorrow. All my friends are out of work. I could be next. I'm going to be willing to bust my butt for a lower wage. So what happens when this outsourcing is a possibility, and that's known to workers, their best response function shifts to the left, and we see that the wage, and I didn't quite hit that tangent, see that the wage rate that firms would have to pay them, even if the firm stayed in the home country, would fall relative to where it started. So the possibility of outsourcing exerts downward pressure on wages for the workers that remain employed.